Y'all here live tonight at the Comedy Bros. It's gonna be an experience. It's gonna be a damn good time. We got some good comics in the house tonight. I'm gonna be a DJ Campbell-Flowers. Be up here all night hosting with my boys. We have some amazing comics coming tonight. We're gonna be doing that thing. My man right here has put this whole motherfucking thing together. He is Comedy Bros. He's Medford local. He's one of my favorite comics. Grape Street, make some noise right now for my boy Jason Webb.
Oh, they're gonna keep it going, bro.
Oh,
what up, Grape Street? How you guys doing? Man, we got some people in here. Thank you for coming out. I don't know how this show's gonna go. There's gonna be a lot of shit talking. There's gonna be a lot of things said on the stage. Just understand we're all in the same boat. We're all cool with it. We got some amazing talent. We got talent from Roseburg, talent from Salem, coming in here to show up for you guys. I don't know why I'm holding like I'm at church. Sorry, man. I'm making a confession. No. So, anyways, we're gonna bring some guys out. But how's everybody doing? Anybody celebrate anything? What did you say? Someone celebrating something?
Tonight?
Yeah.
People just got paid and shit. That's what happened. Yeah, because it's Friday.
Yeah. See, we don't talk about that shit in my house because I don't work. I'm a stand-up comedian, so I don't make a dime.
Right.
Someone says, "What do you do for work?" Rita's like, looks at me like, my wife, you know. What do you do for work? You don't get nothing direct deposit. I know. I'm sorry.
What he's saying is somebody buy him a drink. That's what Jason's trying to say.
I have my Venmo. My Venmo's available up front. I'm broke. I got 4 kids at home. Oh shit. Anyways, who's all couples in here? Couples, raise your hand. Don't be afraid. I'm not gonna pick. I'm not even that good of a comedian. Okay, so we got 4 couples. Hell yeah. How long? What's the longest? I've been married 17 years. Anybody married longer than me? Nobody? Okay.
Just you.
I'm the only miserable son of a bitch here. That's what turns, when you go 17 years, you just turn into roommates who only fuck when you get drunk. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even talk. You don't even want to be around each other. You get excited for the Netflix special coming out, you know? Like, there's another Netflix, yeah. Lincoln Lawyers coming out again. Anyways. All right. Listen, I'm going to bring up your first act. We got this guy who just started doing this, okay? So we're going to bring him out. I want to put him in front of an audience. Let him throw his stuff around for you a little bit. So if you guys can give him a round of applause. Keep the chatter down, right? I mean, this guy's a big dude, so you don't want to piss him off like me. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna bring him up here, and everybody give him a round of applause. My boy Ben here.
Thank you guys. I apologize for having my phone out, but I always do spontaneous comedy and I try to hold to the script. So my name is B9 Villegas, and yes, it's like bingo. The next ball being called is B9. So how many people here, quick poll, how many people here believe there is a Samoan on stage? Anybody? No? Well, when I meet people at the bar, they always come up to me with, "You're Samoan, right?" And I'm like, "No, bro, I'm Mexican." They're like, "You're too big to not be Samoan." I'm like, "There's big Mexicans too." And speaking about like blanket statements, I have a beef with like the white. I want to know what flavor of vanilla. Like there's white people everywhere. So like if you're Russian, that's wholly different than European. If you're Arabic and still light skinned, that's different too. So it brings me to my fiance, Quinn. When I met her, she's beautiful, had purple hair, blue eyes, super light skin. She identifies as white. I'm like, okay, from where? She says she's European white trash and German. But then this spring, I met her grandmother, a little Mexican, French-American lady, or French-Mexican lady. And it turns out that Quinn was my favorite kind of vanilla, Mexican vanilla with a little bit of French seasoning. When I met Quinn, I told her I identify as a lesbian, and then I showed her my hands and told her I was proportional. There's nothing little about me. So that brings me to me being sexually harassed at my local McDonald's. she's a manager there, and her employees talk smack to each other. So they have a few nicknames for me. I'm not going to share them. But the other day I walked in my security uniform, and when I left, they were teasing Quinn that she took the song "Fuck the Police" literally because I was in uniform. But I'm fake bacon. I'm just a guard, and yeah, Quinn said "fuck the police" and meant it. So my mom fed me fake chorizo for a while. It was soy chorizo. It identified as chorizo, but it wasn't. And she fed it to me for a whole year until I found the wrapper in the trash. And I'm like, why is it not this? It was the same brand, but it was soy chorizo. So that brings me to my next point. This guy, I'm drinking NA beer. It's been a month since I stopped drinking, but I keep coming out. So I need to drink something, and Diet Coke makes me sick. So this guy comes up to me, and he's like, old guy in Wairika, California. And he's like, hey, that's a non-alcoholic beer, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, drinking near beer is like eating out your sister. It tastes the same, but something just ain't right. I was traumatized by what he said, but I'm repeating it because I knew some of you sick fuckwits laugh at it. So, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's also Gay Pride Month, so let's have it up for our host, Jason Webb. He was in the Navy.
Are you talking shit?
Yes. No, but seriously, a community that is struggling with mental health is our servicemen, and I've lost a few when they came home. And you gotta watch the happy ones when they get quiet. And I walk with all walks of life. I think we're all a little gay, and I think we're all a little crazy. So let's all be kind to each other. That's all the time I have. I'm B9, thank you for your time.
Ben again. That's what your name's gonna be from now on. Ben again. You made fun of me so I was in the Navy? Did you talk shit so I was in the Navy?
It was a gay pride joke.
Oh, so it's gay. Gay people in the Navy. Listen, I wasn't gay in the Navy. There was sometimes it was questionable in Rio. You know what I mean? But I'm not gay. I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. You know, we just went to the store, and it was $5 to get a bag of Doritos. $5 to get a bag of Doritos. It cost me and my family of 4 to go to Taco Bell $155. I'm not even kidding. 9 of those Mexican pizzas were mine, but it was expensive as shit. It was expensive as shit. So I have 4 young kids at the house, as most of you know here. So everybody just came to see me, right? Because that's all about me. It's all about me. That's why I host, so everybody can look at me. Rhea's like, you got an inferiority complex. And again, maybe. I like everybody looking at me. I got 4 young kids at the house. In my house, I fucking hate it. So I love being here and telling you guys jokes. He's right. Not only did I have a mental abuse from the military, but now I'm getting mentally abused by a 2-year-old that I can't fucking control. And she treats me like shit. She laid next to me. We were watching Moana the other day, and she said, Jason, turn it. And I said, fuck you just said? Jason, turn it. I was like, what's my name? Dada. Jason. And I was like, what the fuck is going on with this 2-year-old? I can't deal with her. Can't deal with her. Man, anyways, you just talk shit about, I had to tell everybody I had kids because you made me feel gay just now. Just for the record. That's the only reason I brought that up, because I was borderline. He looked at me too, he's like, everybody's a little bit gay. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, Ben? I'm not fucking you, Ben. I just put you on the show to have a good time. I'm not having sex with you, Ben. Don't start this shit, dude. Don't start. Ben, hey, listen, Ben, I met this guy, we did security. We worked a lot of events together. Listen, I'll tell you something. Ben's Mexican heritage and Mexican people are fucking amazing. They're the hardest working people. But at a quinceañera, they can't walk 3 feet to a trash can. You know what I mean? Those Modelo bottles are thrown across the fucking room. Just, oh, I don't give a shit, someone will deal with it. No, you will, tomorrow. You work here, motherfucker. What are you doing? You just, yeah, man, you had to make me come here and talk to all my kids and make me feel gay. Damn. You let me feel gay, bro? Put this guy on the show and talk shit about me. Listen, listen, so I had a guy come up to me one time, right? We were sitting around, we were joking, and he said, hey, when I was 15 years old, I sucked a dick. And I'm straighter than you are because I did that. And I said, how the fuck are you, what are you saying to me? And he said, I'm straighter than you because I know I didn't like it. Right? Now here's where it gets weird. Now I was like, that doesn't add up. My buddy stripes in, he goes, that's not true. Me and my wife started doing butt shit like last week. And I don't like that shit. And he's like, you can't compare a dude's ass with a woman's ass. He's like, you're right, but you can compare the fucking stitches. Yeah, so slow burner. Anyways, I just want to let you know I wasn't getting fucked in the ass because I ain't gay. Anyways, hey, we're gonna bring up the next one. If she talks shit, she's going home. I'm not even gonna let her go. I'm gonna stop her. We're gonna start playing fucking Village People or something. We're getting the fuck out of here. You understand? Don't let them talk shit on me, G. You're in control this. You control the show.
I got no problem, man.
God, you let him over here talking. She had 4 minutes to talk shit on you. It's unleashed. God, fucking over here looking like he's from the Goonies and shit. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna bring up our next act here. This girl's a killer, right? I don't know what she's going by today. She has 17 names. What do you want to go by today? Borderline Leisha, right? Borderline Leisha. Listen, this firecracker. Listen, I watched her in Grants Pass a couple months ago. I said, I gotta get you on one of our shows. So here she is. Everybody give it up for Borderline Leisha.
Speaking of men sucking dicks and me eating Ben's sister's pussy, happy Pride Month! All right. Woo, those things are right. I'm stepping back. So, how many of you, show of hands, how many of you work a job where you have to listen to those videos on like workplace safety, workplace environment? Okay, what do you do? What do you guys do over there? You work together, don't you? Teachers, okay. So you get a lot of like that. You can't sexually harass each other. Yeah, okay. Does the video sound something like this? Hello, and welcome to your local elementary school. This is module 1 and how to not fucking get fired. Right? Something like that. At my job, that's me. I do all of those video trainings. And so I do comedy so I can get in here and I can say all the things that I can't say at work because I would get fired. And that would be really awkward because they would still be using my voice for those trainings on how to not fucking get fired. Right? It would be really awkward. I am also an alcohol and drug counselor. So if any of you have too many to drink tonight and rethink your life choices, I will leave you my number. I've had a lot of really interesting jobs. And by far, alcohol and drug counseling is not the best paid. And I was talking to my mortgage agent recently, and she said, I need to know how long you've been working in your field. So I said, that depends on if you're going to count the amount of time I spent working as a dominatrix. Ooh, who said yes? She's fun. Whoever's with her, take her home. Or drop her off with me, I don't care. So I worked as a dominatrix, and I said, I wonder if you're going to count that time. She says, well, explain to me how they're the same. And I said, in both jobs, I charge people an excessive amount of money to come behind a locked door. I make them cry and they leave feeling better. She said, what's the difference? I said, the dress code, obviously. And obviously, if you're gonna be a dominatrix, something went fucking wrong in your childhood. Point blank, end of story. None of us were healthy. So I spent a lot of time in therapy from an early age on. And I learned something in the psych ward. And that was, if you're bad enough when you go in, they don't let you have forks, you eat everything with a spoon. And when you try to eat rubber meat with a spoon, you will quickly realize that if you weren't crazy when you got there, you are going to be crazy before you leave. And I started going to therapy early, like I was a little kid. And my dad would take me and drop me off, and I would sit on the floor with this lovely lady, and she would have me draw pictures. And she would tell me how great my pictures were, and how pretty the colors were, and how great I was drawing things. And then I'd get in the car with my dad, and he'd be on the phone with his buddy, and he'd be saying, I'm just on my way home with Alicia, I just picked her up from her artistic thing. Yeah, you know. I was 20 before I figured out he was saying autistic thing. So I quickly went and got re-diagnosed. Don't worry, turns out I am not autistic. I just have a personality disorder. Don't get too excited though, it's borderline. Okay, there was a lot of laughing. So if you're laughing, you either have it or have dated somebody that did, and I'm fucking sorry either way. Speaking of borderline personality disorder, has anyone out here watched the Dahmer show? The Jeffrey Dahmer series? Two people, you didn't want to raise your hand. You're mad at me for that sister statement. You watched the Dahmer show. Do you also listen to True Life or True Crime podcasts? No, is anyone out here listening to True Crime? Over here, a woman, always a woman. Do you have a partner at that table? No, you left him at home? I'll send him his warning later. Oh. Okay, so people that watch Dahmer and also listen to True Crime, guaranteed they're just looking for pointers to get away with killing their spouse. That's a hell of a response. This table makes me nervous.
I pretend to be the corpse.
Play dead? That's your
I let her Dahmer me.
Oh shit. I don't know what that is. Tell me later. Okay, so I really think that they got it wrong with Dahmer though. They said he had a personality disorder. They said it was borderline, and anybody that's ever met a borderline has known he had commitment issues. Okay, I take 2 hours to order a pizza. That is 1 hour to pick the toppings, and another hour to call 4 different pizza parlors and call at least one of them back and apologize. I take more time to pick what I'm gonna watch on Netflix than I do actually watching Netflix, and this motherfucker had the same favorite food for 13 years. Some of you guys got that. I can't even decide if I want to fuck men or women, honestly. It's real tough. And being bisexual is weird because everybody kind of assumes it's like a 50-50 split, like I'm an equal opportunity lay, but it's really more like, it's really more, I had to wait for the second round of laughs up there. But it's really like 80-20. Like I'm 80% gay, but I'm 20% dumb enough to keep doing the same thing over and over again and think I'm gonna get an orgasm. Right? Anyone that's been married a long time knows what that joke's about. Okay, so having borderline personality disorder is weird because there's no medication for it. None. They can only medicate the symptoms, and the most common is depression because we have difficulty regulating emotions. And so the weird thing is they give you SSRI inhibitors, and the most common side effect for those is sexual dysfunction, aka you can't come, which feels really counterintuitive. I feel like the back of the package should say like, brought to you by Fuck You Pharma. Does anybody here want to hear the story about the time that sex toys kept me from getting a felony? All right, strap in, strap on, this is a good one. So I worked as a dom in North Carolina, and to work as a dom, I had to do a bunch of cocaine. And it was a job requirement. So I had to pack up my stuff really fast to move back to Oregon where I thought I was going to get away from the cocaine. Everybody knows why that didn't happen, right? So I packed the way everybody who's high on stimulants packs. I put the big stuff in, and then I just started throwing all the little stuff in behind it at 2 o'clock in the morning when I thought my neighbors weren't watching. They were. And the last thing that I packed was all of my stuff. All of my stuff from my underwear drawer and my chest that I used for work. Just threw it all in there. And then I hopped in my truck and I started driving. And this was the same year that somebody tried to blow up a parking garage with a U-Haul. So there were some new rules about driving across the Hoover Dam, which I had to go over to get here because MapQuest said so. And back then you didn't have a phone to look at, so you just had to go off the sheets of paper. So I'm getting ready to cross the Hoover Dam, and all of a sudden I see the blueberries and cherries behind me, and I think, oh shit, I'm going to prison. At this point, the only thing going through my mind is what is in the cab of my truck, not what is in my trailer. So I pull over, and the officer says, I'm gonna need you to open up your trailer for me. And I'm thinking, okay, that's where you wanna look. And I open up the back of my trailer and I lift the gate. And out of the back of my trailer rolls my vibrator, my dildo, my strap-on. Still in my trailer is my cat and nine tails and my gloves with the claws. And he looks at the ground. And all of my toys on the side of the highway. And he looks at me. And he looks at his male partner. And he looks at the inside of my trailer. And he looks back at me and he says, I'm gonna let you load that back up yourself. Next time I need you to go around. And I said, okay. So I loaded it up and I thought I just got away with everything. And the moral of that story is, if you are going to travel with cocaine, hide it behind a dildo. Thank you all, that has been my set.